And we'll start with our factoring skills. We recognize this first numerator as a trinomial, so we can stop and think, okay, two things that add to -1 and multiply to -2. So x minus 2 and x plus 1. That will do her. On the bottom, there's not much we can do with that. Of course, we may stop and go, ooh, difference of squares, but remember, difference needs a subtraction in there. Now, in the top, on the second one, we can pull out an x and be left with x plus 1. And on the bottom, we can pull out a 2x and be left with x minus 2. All right, so let's take a look at what could cancel here. Well, we have cancellation there. Again, we can make a note of that. X minus 2 cannot equal to 0, even though we've canceled it. It does impact our permissions. We can recognize that we have the x as top and bottom. Again, it was on the bottom, so x cannot equal 0 is another permission that we have to keep in mind. And that's it, I think. So we end up with x plus 1, and we can just write that as x plus 1 squared. There's two of them up there. On the bottom, we have 2, and then x squared plus 3. So are there any other permissions to consider? Well, we certainly don't want x squared plus 3 to ever be 0, but it actually can't ever be 0, right? Because nothing squared will ever come out to be a negative. So that one's not a problem. No matter what we put in for x, it'll come out to be a positive, and therefore it'll never be 0. So this is our simplified version, and so we just have these two to consider, that x cannot equal 2 and x cannot equal 0. And so those are